Thank you for joining us today for this discussion about SNAP benefits. My name is Alex Cherep, and I'm Executive Director of Nevada Legal Services.
And I'm Erica Drake, Senior Attorney at Nevada Legal Services.
Nevada Legal Services is the state's only statewide legal aid organization, and our focus is on preserving benefits for those in Nevada. Today's discussion will center around changes in SNAP benefits that may impact you and the ones that you love. We are honored to be here today at the Obodo Collective. Behind me on this mural is an image of Miss Ruby Duncan. Miss Duncan was the pioneer in the welfare rights movement in Nevada. In 1971, 75% of benefits were cut, and Miss Duncan and a host of others worked to preserve the rights of Nevadans to have access to food and benefits. There were sit-ins, eat-ins, and 2 demonstrations on the Strip. As a result, Ms. Duncan brought SNAP benefits to Nevada in 1975, and we are honored to be here today to continue the discussion about this important benefit for Nevadans. Today, we are going to go through some of the changes that were initiated in regulations effective February of 2026 and review the options that you have in protecting those benefits and knowing where to go next. We will also review resources that may be helpful during this time. So Erica, what are some of the changes in SNAP benefits?
So the biggest change is that now more Nevadans are going to be considered able-bodied adults without dependents who must satisfy the 20-hour work week requirements. So at the conclusion of this presentation, you will know who these categories of individuals are who will be affected and exactly where you can go to get resources, and also what your rights and recourses are with respect to these changes.
Thank you. So stay tuned and we will move forward with this discussion. There are changes in the regulations to SNAP benefits effective 2026 that are impacting individuals based on age. Erica, can you talk a little bit about the age changes in the regulations?
Sure, Alex. So it used to be if you were aged 18 to 54, then you had to adhere to the able-bodied adults without dependent requirement, which meant that you had to prove work activity up to 20 hours per week or volunteer activity. Now that category has expanded and it encapsulates ages 18 through 64. So there's a new category of folks between ages 55 and 64 who now must adhere to those work requirements.
Important to know. Now, another category impacted by the regulatory changes involves changes related to parents and children. Can you talk about the regulatory changes that impact parents and children?
Yes, Alex. So it used to be if you had a child under age 18, you would have some eligibility for SNAP benefits. They've taken that away from the population, and now the age that your children must be for eligibility is 14 and under. So now parents with kids aged 14 through 18 are not exempt from that work requirement.
Wow. So parents and parents with children and those of particular ages, please keep in mind that these changes in regulation may impact you.
Mm-hmm.
Now, another community impacts those who have served our country, veterans. Can you explain a little bit about the regulation changes related to veterans?
So when it comes to veterans, it used to be if you were a veteran, you were exempt from the work requirements. Now, as a veteran, you're only exempt from those work requirements if you have a total disability. That means you are rated at 100% or you are considered unemployable by the Veterans Administration. So that's a large population that's impacted.
That certainly is. And at Nevada Legal Services, we have a Veterans Law Project that focuses on supports of veterans, not only with SNAP benefits, but in VA benefits and other legal needs. Erica Drake is, in fact, our senior attorney in our Veterans Law Project. Now, another community impacted by these regulatory changes is the unhoused community.
Yes.
Can you talk a little bit about how the unhoused community is impacted by these regulatory changes?
So it used to be that individuals who were suffering from periods of homelessness would be automatically eligible for SNAP benefits. That is no longer the case. Now they must adhere to that 20-hour work requirement. So that's another population that Nevada Legal Services can really assist.
Yes, for sure. So the unhoused community is now not exempt. Thank you for sharing that, Erica, exempt from the work requirements. Another community impacted by the regulatory changes are those in foster care. Can you talk a little bit about the impact on those in foster care?
Yes. So individuals who were exiting foster care in the past, and they were between the ages of 18 and 24, would have automatic eligibility for SNAP benefits. That has been taken away. So now those individuals ages 18 to 24 who are exiting the foster care system must satisfy the work requirements. And this could be particularly onerous, especially if somebody perhaps hasn't graduated from high school yet, perhaps if they have an IEP or they have some kind of disability acknowledged by the Social Security Administration. So they should really contact Nevada Legal Services too.
Absolutely. Now, there is a new exemption to the work requirements that is involved in the regulatory change. Can you talk a little bit about this new exemption?
Yes, so here's some good news. Now, American Indians and Native Alaskans are exempt from the work requirements automatically.
So this is an expansion
Yes.
of the work requirement
Yes.
for Native Americans and Native Alaskans.
Yes.
So at the end of the day, these changes in regulation to SNAP benefits are key to an understanding to SNAP benefits in 2026. In short, Erica, what does this mean for those who receive benefits?
So this basically means if you are in the category ages 18 through 64, you are going to be expected to adhere to the new work requirements. So if folks have received a SNAP denial that they believe is unfair, unjust, or perhaps just incorrect, they should contact Nevada Legal Services.
Yes, I couldn't emphasize that more. Our office at Nevada Legal Services is here to serve individuals who receive SNAP benefits. Our organization's contact information is on the notices that are sent out from the Division of Social Services, and you can always complete an online intake with our office at nevadalegalservices.org. Erica, another important component for our discussion today is about if you, in fact, are terminated from your benefits. So let's go through the process and what is important to remember during this particular situation. If I have been denied benefits, what should I do?
So first thing, Alex, take a look at your notice, okay? Make sure that the notice provides you with a reason for the denial as well as indicates what your appeal rights are, and then go from there.
Excellent. So does the notice advise you of your appeal rights?
It should, and if it does not, then you should contact Nevada Legal Services.
What if I believe I was wrongfully denied benefits?
So if you believe that you get a denial and that is incorrect or wrong, or you fall into one of the categories of individuals we've discussed today, you have two options for recourse, and you can take them both at the same time. First, within 13 days of that denial date, you can elect to have a continuation of benefits. That does carry some risk of overpayment, but if you need those benefits to continue, you must elect the continuation option. Additionally, you have the right to request a fair hearing. You have 90 days to file that request with DSS based on the date of that notice. If you're going to do that, you can do it in person, by telephone, or in writing.
Wow, so 13 days, 90 days.
Right.
It's important
That's right.
to respond quickly.
Yes.
And let us know at Nevada Legal Services if you need assistance. As a matter of fact, our contact information is on each one of these notices.
Everyone.
Now, Erica, what happens if I'm denied benefits and the denial is correct?
Unfortunately, if the denial is correct, then you are going to have to try to find some kind of work activity or volunteer activity. We can provide you with some resources. DSS has resources available. And also, if you need food, there are lots of resources in the community that can assist you with that.
For instance, here at the Obodo Collective. Now, what can I expect if I do in fact file a request for a hearing?
So, if you end up filing that request for hearing, first you will have what's called an informal pre-hearing conference where somebody will contact you and talk to you about the issues that you believe are what you're appealing for. And then you'll proceed to an actual hearing. And in that hearing, you will have an opportunity to present evidence and state your position for why you believe you were wrongly denied.
And that is part of your rights. But it's key
right,
that you respond to that notice so you can get that hearing. Now, what if I appeal and I continue to receive benefits, but then after the hearing it's found that I'm not eligible?
So Alex, in that scenario, you might be subjected to what is called an overpayment. You can file a waiver of that overpayment, but that is the risk that is associated with continuing those benefits within that 13-day window.
What happens if I file for Supplemental Security Income, SSI, or SSDI, Social Security Disability Income, and I have not yet received a decision that I have a disability, but I am denied SNAP benefits?
So that's another circumstance where those individuals should contact Nevada Legal Services. Those individuals can submit certification from a physician or a psychologist establishing disability, but we could assist with that, or maybe even a private attorney could assist with that if an individual has engaged private counsel.
Excellent. And so those Social Security Administration benefits as well as SNAP benefits are areas in which our office at Nevada Legal Services can support.
Yes.
A lot of information and a lot of different items to consider. Now, what if after watching this video, I still have questions about SNAP benefits and a denial of SNAP benefits?
Please contact Nevada Legal Services and we can provide you with additional support.
I couldn't have said it better. Thank you so much. Contact us at NLS, NevadaLegalServices.org if you would like to complete an online intake. And please reach out if you have any questions related to SNAP benefits. On behalf of Nevada Legal Services, we thank you for joining us today in this discussion about SNAP eligibility benefits. Today's video would not be possible without the support of our friends in the community. A special thank you and shout out to the Obodo Collective and Tamika Henry, to Assemblyman Jovan Jackson, who represents this district, and to the law firm of Carter Cullen and Evan, and of course, Roger Drake. Thank you so much for your support.